more seriously, because it has to take it seriously to really like monetize it and put it out there. And I'm used to music being a creative hobby, not something that it's like, oh, please entertain us, you know? I
Yeah.
mean, for me, it was more like playing with friends or just like being by myself in my room. And now that it's actually out there, it feels a little weird for sure.
Yeah, I can see that. Why'd you make the switch, like to put it out there?
Because I can't not do it. It's a part of who I am. It's a part of my purpose or purposes. Like I believe in like multiple purposes, but like this is like um something that I can't not do because I've been singing and writing songs since before I could even like write. Like I used to sing in my sleep when I was younger. I didn't cry. I was singing in my sleep, my mom told me.
Wow.
And yeah, so I need to do this. I just like never put myself out there. So I need to work on doing that and get better at that.
Amazing. Well, I'm so excited for that because I know that takes a lot. So great job doing it already.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much.
I guess we'll give it 2 minutes and start on the 10 if that sounds good to you, Rayanne. Oh, might be gone.
Are you hosting today?
Yes, I am leading this here workshop. Um, do you come to a lot of these events?
I used to. I met Rianne during quarantine and we did the open mic nights and stuff like that back then. Um, I hosted one of the children's writing workshops about 3 months ago, I want to say, or maybe longer. That was a while ago. But I haven't been coming to these recently. Just, life.
Very cool. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'm a like I said, spoken word artist and poet, and so Rayanne kind of found me to lead this here workshop since they wanted to do something, mental health related, writing for mental health. Um, so I figured we would do a little poetry workshop that I came up with on writing about joy, which is hopefully timely at this time because it feels like everyone is dealing with things, a lot of things right now.
Girl, yeah. No, I was posting on my Instagram about that. Like everyone is going through something right now. And I mean, it's Mental Health Awareness Month, which is awesome. But also, I don't know if you guys believe in like the full moon and like how it affects us. But the way that I think about it, like our bodies are water. And if the moon can affect the tides and affect the oceans, then I think that it can affect humans too, because we are made of water.
Yeah.
So the like way that I think about it, the full moon was a few days ago, and the full moon is always about seeing yourself fully. So full moon, see yourself fully. And that's why I honestly do believe that there are so many legends about the full moon, because that's the time that men turn into werewolves. That's the time that the changelings and the fairies come out. And it's because like it's a metaphor for seeing yourself fully, seeing the parts of yourself that maybe you haven't acknowledged yet. So I'm big on journaling around the full moon time, especially because I like to fully see myself instead of, thinking, why do I feel this way? Like, I don't know why I'm feeling so weird or so off today. And it's because you're not acknowledging your full self. That's what I think anyway.
Wow. I never thought about it like that, but that makes complete sense. Very
Right?
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, then this is the perfect time to do some writing.
Yes.
Mm. I guess we can get it popping. If anyone else trickles in, then they trickle in. Do we have Rayanne? Do we have Robin? Are you both here? Maybe not. Oh, yes.
Hello there. Can
Hi.
you, hi,
Yes.
I'm Robin. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, good. You probably can't see me, but yeah, just happy to be here. So thank you for allowing me to spend some time with you guys right now and hang out. And I had mental issues before. I have multiple sclerosis, and so that part of me, kind of escalated to a little mental situation. But I'm better now, and I'm so glad about that. And I'm here to just hear what you all are saying, and just enhance my elevation of mental awareness.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're
Uh,
welcome.
that's perfect. Yeah. Glad you're here with us. And, as you may have heard, we all have, kind of this experience, dealing with mental health here right now. So I think this is a good space to share that in and unpack these things.
Yeah, and it's safe.
Yeah, exactly. Um, so yeah, like I said, so if anyone, else comes in, they'll come in. But for now, I guess we can just get things popping. If you want to turn your camera on, you can. If you don't, then that is also fine. Like we said, it's safe to do whatever you want to do. But my name is Jay Nichelle. I am a poet and spoken word artist, based in Atlanta-ish. I move around a lot. But I have been doing spoken word now for about 10 years. I have won several different slam poetry competitions around the country. I published a book of poetry, and I'm also working on publishing another one by next year. And I currently kind of tour, well, I'm doing it again now, but COVID kind of interrupted, but I currently tour the country doing, performing spoken word and sharing my poetry. So that's why Ray
Awesome.
invited me today. Thank you. uh, oh, what was that? Yeah. So that's why Ray invited me today to kind of do this here poetry workshop, which I wanted to do on joy, because there's too much going on right now, and we deserve to kind of focus on something that gives us joy, that brings us happiness, at least for this hour or so. So if it's cool with you, we'll kind of jump into it. I mean, for me and my writing, I don't know about you guys, but I tend to write a lot of sad girl things. I'm very stereotypical, like sad poet type stuff. And I realized that recently, with sharing my poetry so often now, I would, get ready to do a poem and be like, dang, I really don't want to feel this right now, but these are the poems I have. And so I started leaning towards writing more happy stuff, just because I didn't want to focus on, the tragic moments all the time and get in that headspace all the time and feel like I have to share that all the time. And it's a little harder for me, honestly, to write joyous things. Like the sad stuff comes easy. I don't know, it's probably all the angst or whatever that builds up. But it just took more focus for me kind of to write something happy. And maybe it's also because when I'm in a joyous moment or when I'm feeling happy, I kind of live in it and don't worry about writing it down. But when I'm sad, I'm often in my head. And it leans towards me writing it down. So this is kind of how this workshop came to be. Do you guys feel the same way? Like, do you also mostly write kind of angsty or sad or mad kind of things? Do you write happy things in general?
1000%. 1000%.
Well, for me, I don't do too much writing. I do a lot of reading. So I've heard of you, and oh, now you can probably see me.
Yes.
Yeah, so just I want to just hear a little bit more of your human, Jerry. I'm all for that. So, not a
Great.
writer though.
That's
Yeah.
fair. And you're free to write today if you like to, and if not, just kind of, you can participate. Your video is on, but it is kind of lagging a little bit, like it's a little choppy. So I don't know if it's kind of going in and out for you, but I just wanted to let you know.
Oh, I could hear you well, so that's good. If
Okay,
you can't hear me, and it's a little choppy, I could hear you fine.
perfect. Well, that works. All right. So, what I kind of want to start with is just, I guess, a little definition of joy. So, I guess we can kind of, collectively do it if you want to do it workshop style. So, how do you define joy, I guess, when you think about it?
Well, joy for me, I just think about God, that brings me so much joy, and helping others all the time. That's pretty much where I believe I get my joy from. So.
I think of joy as like lightness, like just feeling like lighthearted.
Yeah, I can see that. And I do want to read just the little dictionary definition so we can see what the dictionary says about it. Merriam-Webster says that joy is the emotion evoked by well-being, success, or good fortune, or by the prospect of possessing what one desires. It's also a state of happiness or felicity, or a source or cause of delight. And I always thought that first part of that definition is interesting because it says like the emotion is evoked by possessing what one desires, which is a very poetic definition for this word. And it's interesting because it's like everyone has something different that they desire, meaning everyone has something different that would spark joy for them. And it makes me wonder too, if the absence of joy, I guess, would be the absence of the things you desire, which is like, wow, sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in order to really kind of get started, I did want to show you guys just some examples of poems that other people have written, spoken word poems related to this concept of joy. And then we'll kind of just watch them, kind of dissect them a little bit, talk about them, how these people view joy and how they define it, because we all have different definitions also. Then after that, we'll come back together and we'll write some things. So let me try to share my screen and share this first one with you. By now you would really think I'd be better at sharing my screen just as a normal person, but unfortunately, I'm not. So, all right, here we go. I'm assuming you can see this.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, we can see it.
Great. All right. So tell me if you have any problems with the audio, but I'm going to play this here.
This poem is about joy. It's not about water remnants, evaporation, or sand, or thirst, or dry fruit, or hinges, or being hung today. No one died on the sidewalk, on the street, in the hands of a police officer, a guard today. A little boy is able to play outside and be a child with a full imagination today. The only time he was asked to put his hands up was to show us how he looks when he pretends he's flying today. A Black woman could smoke a cigarette, could laugh, could do whatever the fuck she wanted to do with her hair. No one called me a nigger today. Blatantly or indirectly, today they remembered my name. Today it sounded like joy no matter who said it. Today, being Black was not a reason to die by its natural causes. What I mean is, no one tried to kill me today. No one Black or dark skinned or the wrong shade died. Today, the only time we were made to come inside was to gather and tell stories. Remember when every day was a funeral, a sad song, and a eulogy. Oh, but today, the only time we cried was when we rejoiced. The only hashtag we used today was joy. The handkerchiefs only wanted to feel the faces of the ones who cried with joy. This poem is about joy. It's not about fear or anger or sadness. Them emotions come to us too easy. It's not about glass or porcelain or fragile things or being weak or tired or broken. This poem is about joy. How long it stayed, how we remember it in us, always.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah, thanks. So what are you guys, that was Ebony Stewart. This poem is about joy. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Like what came up for you while hearing that?
Wow. Yeah.
I was thinking like being aggressively positive. Like that's like a phrase that like I was thinking about like last year, 2 years ago. Like how can I be like aggressively positive right now? It's like a lot of like pushing like my joy to the front, pushing like light to the front. Like aggressively, and I like that.
Yeah, I like that phrase, aggressively positive. That's kind of how it feels. What did you think, I guess, kind of the examples that she gave of joy, of her joy, I guess, and what that looked like?
Freedom.
It was very relatable to me, because he spoke from a place of where I can identify with, and I mean, joy, she's a Black woman, I'm a Black woman, kids, I mean, when you think of a little kid, they are so joyful, just they're born that way, and a lot of times they may not stay that way because of the environment that they may come from or live around or in. So they, kids, poor kids, the kids. Yeah, she made a lot of sense, and it was very, her just verbiage, very prolific, and, enjoyed it very much.
Fran, did you want to share something, or were you just popping in?
I really like what Rose said about her being aggressively positive, and I completely agree. She used some similes and some metaphors that I could relate to. Even though she was talking about joy, she did talk about that sadness, that comes like before, like, and how she didn't have to deal with being told certain terminologies in that day, like, and that brought her joy, but she still talked about the sadness in some type of light. Yeah.
True. Yeah. What I notice about it too is like how she gives these very like concrete examples of how life for her would be a lot better without the day-to-day things that she goes through / a lot of people go through. So it's almost like she was building like an imaginary world, I guess, where she could have these things. Thank you all for that. We are gonna watch one more video, which is a different poet and how he talks about joy in a little bit of a different way. So I'm curious to see how you kind of relate to this one. So we'll share the screen again and please stop. No, okay, and we'll watch Ayokunle Falomo's Black Boy Joy poem.
Black Boy Joy, after Chancellor Bennett, Chance the Rapper. Does Black Boy be a matchbox watch? As wonder, a matchstick strikes itself across my body and my face lights up. Like someone just turned on a switch in a room saturated with darkness so heavy, like a mother about to give birth, or like the sky on a cloudy day heavy with rain. My smile is a wildfire even the rain cannot quell. I parade my life, dance on the streets, and the rain knows to stay in. Watch how it catches on, how easily it jumps onto the nearest human. I am nothing but a delicate flower in life. Life must be a butterfly, the way it perches on the petals of my brain and remains there until it transforms itself into a sculptor and carves out of my wood face a shape that mimics the crescent of a moon. My smile, like my mother's laughter, is an act of defiance. The way it sits on my face in protest, despite the sour that life can sometimes be, doesn't always make sense. Doesn't always make sense. Doesn't always make sense. You don't understand. It does not always belong where it chooses to show up. It at times is an uninvited, unwanted guest. Too loud, too bright, too inviting of a detractors. Tone it down a little, too suspicious, like, Black Boy, what you got on? A smile? Like, where did you get that from? Like where did you get that from? Like, I just don't think it's possible for anyone to be that happy, you know? And I say, I woke up this morning, you know? Like, I woke up with my alive ironed and starched. I put it down and stand outside the balcony and I say, look at me, world, look at me. My life looks so good on me. I look through pictures of me as a boy, and this smile I have on now is my attempt to make up for the years I did not know how to, for the years I did not know I could. It's my way of declaring my alive, my here, still.
I cannot watch that without smiling. So that says a lot, a testament to a lot. Welcome, new person here. We are just, our workshop today is kind of about writing about joy. And so we were just listening to a couple of poems where spoken word artists share their kind of definitions of joy. So that was one of them. So what do you guys think of that one?
I was smiling.
Yeah, it's nice. Nice to meet you guys.
Hey.
Hi, Sonia.
Hi, Rand.
Yeah.
Hi, Miss J, Miss Rose.
Hello, I'm Jay. Nice to meet you. Glad you're here.
Yeah. This is cool.
Yeah, did that make you feel any different than the previous video that we watched before?
Definitely. Yes. We can have joy too. We smile. We have joy. And it's okay to be that way.
Yeah, I felt like his description was it was a little abstract, but also specific, you know, how he was saying like his joy, like joy sometimes for him, you know, as a Black man is not welcome, is not expected, which makes it even better when he has it anyway, you know, and just kind of being happy about the little things and just using that to propel him forward. I think it's a powerful message. I feel like personally, like a lot of emotions can propel us, and you know, neither is, you know, good or bad or whatever. But to be really led by joy is, I think, very difficult. Have to be very intentional. Yeah. Anything else stand out to you about that poem before we move on?
Oh yeah, he was so much joy, and it's good. Like I say, I'm still here, you know. You want to know that you're just still here, and your purpose, like you said, with intention. It's life.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Well, since we've been able to watch those, now we are going to get started kind of writing our own things. So I guess, you know, before we kind of get started writing, we are going to write about joy. And if you don't have, you know, paper, notebook, or you don't feel like writing, you can just kind of think about these things. But what is your personal relationship to joy? This is just a question to kind of get us thinking that you can answer out loud. Do you feel, you know, do you feel like you have joy in your everyday? Is that something you struggled with?
Definitely something that I struggle with. Sometimes it's hard to find those joyous moments.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, like I said, I feel like it takes, for me, a bit of work to kind of, you know, remain in a joyous place, which for me, I also think is a little different than just being happy all the time, because I don't think a person can be happy all the time. But I do feel like sometimes joy can be an intrinsic thing that I'm trying to figure out my relationship with and figure out how to be in it, even on, you know, the bad days.
Yeah, for me, I'm walking in joy every day.
Yeah. Love
every,
it.
every day you're waking up, you know, you got to be looking at, first of all, you got to be tapped into who you are. And when you understand God's is you, because you were made in God's image, when you know this, you're a different person. And when you know that you're not relying on always other people to bring you joy, because the world teaches me, was teaching me, I'm a golden age. Okay, so when I was younger, you guys' age, the world would try to teach you that other people make you happy. The joy is in you. The joy is knowing your power and understanding God has a place for you. People are connected to you, but you cannot be expecting no man, no dog, nobody to give you the joy. You get joy from paying attention to his creations. And when you understand how things are exquisitely made, you cannot get nothing but joy.
Absolutely.
And when people are dying every day, you cannot be joyful. I mean, there's always pain. That's the opposite in being in balance for me. So going through the pain, the fire, and still standing, yeah, you want joy. And when you know that dopamine and serotonin in your body, the way you exclusively made and wired. So some people, I think we take a look at how we wired and know that you made to thrive. Of course, we're going to transition and die, but you made while you here. You got a reason you here, because everybody ain't here. And that's my joy. To know that I got a purpose here. I cry like everybody else. So that's my story.
That's a good one.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I love that. I was writing down like some things so that I was thinking as you were talking. And when people say it brings me joy, it's a place and I like to live there. Like it brings me to a state, and a state can be like a physical state, you know, like the state of California, the state of Oregon, but a state can also be like where you are in that moment, physically or mentally or spiritually. And I like that idea of like, this is a place that I like to live in. I like to live in this place mentally. I like to live in this place physically as well. Because what brings me joy is like being myself, like you said, when I fully step into who I am as a person. And I don't know if you noticed, but I was smiling when you said, my joy is observing God's creations, because that's something that brings me joy also. Like the fact that like this person made this beautiful slam poem and I can watch that, that brings me joy. The fact that I make jewelry for a living and I love doing it. I'm making things that are bringing myself into the physical realm. Like when I see myself or I see other people in the physical realm, that brings me joy, because like my creativity, like being brought to life, that shows you who I am, and you bringing your creativity to life, that shows me who you are, and that exchange brings me joy also.
Yeah, wow. I love this exchange here.
I think too. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I think too that, you know, I mean, joy to me, you know, comes from seeing other people filled with joy, you know, and I'm bringing that joy to them by, you know, being an example of showing them, you know, what one of my assignments really are about, you know, and when others are happy, then, you know, that makes me happy. And that is just a joyful thing for me, you know, because it lets me know you're like joy.
Yes. Yes, this is perfect. Great. Well, with that being said, I think we have a pretty good basis of where we're coming from with, you know, these conversations about joy. So now to write something, or to think about it if you're not writing. For this workshop, you know, I wanted to kind of focus on kind of two aspects, which are the real and the imagined. I feel like the last poem we watched, you know, it was very, very real moments of joy. So concrete things that he kind of took from his life and his personhood that he described for us, that, you know, were either about how he expressed his joy or why he was, you know, why he had it. But the first video was, you know, a woman who was talking about the things that would bring joy to a Black woman if they existed. So, you know, when no one gets shot, when, you know, I'm not catcalled, when all these other things happen, you know, that's a great day. That's kind of what she was saying as a recap, since you missed the first video. And her joy was kind of like creating her own world, creating kind of an imagined realm, you know, where she was allowed to thrive. So I feel like sometimes when we think of the things that I guess bring us kind of peace and happiness, we think about things that are already here. We also think about, you know, things that we want, the things that feel out of reach, and we kind of imagine them in our head. So that's why I kind of wanted to break it down into real and imagined things of joy. So to start, if that makes sense, I wanted to take 5 minutes to list off, just listing things in a real category that bring you like joyous moments. So examples of joyous moments that really happened, like real memories, real things, real people in your life. If I were making a list of just like concrete examples of, you know, moments of joy, moments that bring me joy, where I felt joy, I would say something like eating candied yams at my grandma's house on Christmas. Like,
Ooh.
when my little brother runs to hug me after school. Like, those are just nice concrete moments that I felt joy. So if that makes sense to everyone, you know, we'll take like 5 minutes and just kind of list off or think of just concrete moments where you felt joy, where you brought joy, or that you would explain to someone if they were like, what, you know, what was a good day? Is everyone clear on that?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. I'm just gonna start a little 5-minute timer, and we will take some time to just write out these concrete examples of joy. There it is.
Good morning.
You want us to write examples of joy, right?
Yes, just like concrete moments of things that bring you joy, like sitting on the porch, drinking tea, stuff like that. All right, just a few more seconds left. So if you're writing anything, can wrap up. Ah, that was gross. All right. And we're back. So wrap up your final thoughts and let's just kind of talk about it. So I'll just start with a couple of things that kind of came into my mind in addition to the examples that I gave. I wrote, when someone I don't know waves to me outside on the street, I don't know why. I enjoy that. It just feels like community to me. When my friends achieve their goals, when I drink a good cup of coffee, when I meet someone that I feel like I click with instantly, the fact that I get to write every day, making someone laugh or smile, and my cat. Those are things that kind of made the list for me. Would anyone else like to share what they thought of or wrote down?
Who wants to go first?
Robin?
Well, I wrote down, children. I once had a daycare, and those children, they brought me so much joy because, just full of love, so the children, the birth of my child, my daughter, that was one of the most joyous moments in my life, and so joy there is, the love for one's daughter, nothing else compares that joy. And knowing my daddy loved me so much, he told me each and every time he would be in my company, he'd express that love to me. And I really do believe everything my dad told me, I believe. And he said, darling, a little girl's first love should always come from her father first. And with that being said, just to know that, he taught me that and showed me that, that just is overwhelming. And it just, he's not with us any longer, but just thinking about him just brings me so much joy. So,
Awesome.
My dad. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. All right. Who wants to share? Who else? You don't have to if you don't want to, but if anyone else does, feel free to.
Donia mentioned self-love, and I wrote that down because that does bring me joy. Sunshine, music, dancing, ice cream in the rain, healing, and family. Yeah.
Nice. Ice cream in the rain, super specific.
Right.
I love it.
That's actually a whole mood right there. Like something about ice cream in the rain, it's not going to melt when you eat it, first of all. And you can actually like walk, and it's like kind of a mood.
I agree. Did you want to share yours, Rose?
Sure. I put singing, performing, learning a new song with friends or making a new song with friends, giving my grandma a makeover, going through my grandma's closet, designing jewelry, dancing, meeting new beautiful people, good food, and fully being able to be myself around others.
Good food. Yep. That would make my list too. Nothing like, eating something that you love that tastes good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then, oh, great. Did you want to share too?
For me?
Yes.
Oh.
I saw you unmute, so that's why I asked.
Yeah, I did, but I tried to, let me blow this up what I wrote because I was typing on my computer, just typing something. Then my son was interrupting me while I was talking, typing. He wanted to have a conversation. Okay, about something. I'm trying to zoom this thing. Okay, so I wrote the what brings me the most joyous moments. Okay, joy, seeing my eldest son baby, and co-parenting with my son's father, eating watermelon, and my joy was joyful conversations and not just people pleasing. Okay. Joyful when I speak up for myself. I'm joyful when I decide to recognize things. And joyful that I had 64 years with my mom, and the joy knowing that some people, oh Lord, I lost the page. Hold on.
No problem.
I see I'm on and it took my page away.
Computers, they trying to thwart your joy. Steal your joy.
Trying to, especially when it locks me up and I can't get to my documents. And the joy of knowing that, yeah, that some people do not know what they don't know, and that's okay. And the joy of knowing that as a Black woman, and I'm going to be all right by the God that created me. Yeah, that's my joy.
Yes, yes. Wow, great list, everyone. Perfect. Okay, and then we're going to create one more list, which is going to be the imagined joy. So,
okay. Oh,
so that was the real joy. And this next list will be the imagined category. Yeah. So this list will be, you know, what you think joy could or should come from for you. Maybe something that you don't currently have, or you don't currently see in the world that you would like to see, that you would like to have. For example, the first poem we watched, you know, Ebony Stewart, she said in her joy, in her version of joy, you know, no one is sleeping on the streets. No one in her family is sick.
Yeah.
So those kind of things that you wish for. That's what this next list will be. So was 5 minutes a good time, or was that too long? Do we want less time to make this list? Do we want more? Where's 5 good?
5 minutes was sufficient. That was good.
Yeah, that was. So we'll take 5 more minutes, and then this will be your kind of imagined list. So what do you want? What do you want in the world? What do you want from yourself? Things like that. So let me get this timer back. All right, and if you're able to, just kind of come to a point and wrap up whatever you're doing, writing, thinking, etc. Great. So here we are with our list of imagined things. And to just kind of share mine again, I said some things like that I kind of imagine and wish for the world, I guess, that would bring me immense joy, which would be, no one getting shot at grocery stores. No guns at all, honestly. Everyone. Oh, we can hear you. Hello. Oh, maybe she's not talking to me. Everyone having basic necessities like food and water. And then I kind of got into this space where, everyone is out to get you. I mean, everyone is not out to get you or get over on you. And that is something that I've been kind of dealing with lately, just thinking about how much of adult life is kind of navigating people who are out to get you or get over on you. And it's very annoying. It makes it hard to live. So I just kind of listed things under that category that like we have to field every day, and it takes a lot of our energy, like scam calls. You got to worry about bank fraud, people hacking you. You try to get a new car or a house and you have to worry about someone is trying to get over on you, trying to sell you something that's bad, trying to take your money, searching for a place to live, an apartment. They're always, trying to get over on you. Their websites are misleading. They take your money for a deposit and they don't give it back. They lie to you in your face, people selling bad products at the stores that are bad for you and they pretend that it's good for you. Overall, things like robberies and carjacking, like the fact that, as a woman, I have to think about everywhere I go at night. I have to, be on my toes. I have to keep my car keys ready in case someone tries something. So those kind of things just have been on my mind a lot, at least lately, because it takes a lot of energy out of us to just always have to be on high alert. And I think a society without all that would be just phenomenal. So that's my little rant. Does anyone else want to share what they wrote for their Imagine Joy?
Okay, so somebody's speaking up. I guess I'll share. Has everybody all left? No.
Great.
Okay, imagine joy. Living in a balanced state of mind, a joyful place of beauty, and no problems. Nobody's mentally ill, nobody's ill-treated, and nobody's angry or showing up hating. Nobody's selfish and insecure. A place of joy where we can reach for the higher sky, where everyone who cares for each other and there's no strife. No wars in a free world for all of mankind. Life without, what says, living your best life with joy. That's what you got to do. And planting seeds of joy from the soil. Yeah, that's it. That's what I got. That's it.
Amazing. Yeah, all of that. Anyone else? And again, no pressure to share if you don't want to.
I'll go.
Great.
So I put as number one my super strong and healthy body. I have a nervous system disorder where I get body shakes, and it's from emotional stress, like a chihuahua, kind of like have a shake or whatever. It's from PTSD. So, like my imagined joy is having a body that doesn't shake and having a voice that doesn't shake. I also put my girlfriend because I'm trying to manifest a girlfriend into my life. I put no homelessness. Everybody has a bed at night and always has food in the fridge, has a fridge in the first place, has running water. And I put everyone has healthy relationships. Everybody has people who truly love them and that they can truly love.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I love that.
All right. Anyone else want to share theirs?
I put more resources, positive attitudes. Sometimes when I go out into the world, I just feel like the negative energy. And sometimes when I go out into the world, I am that negative energy. So I put positive attitudes. And I put healing outlets and supportive neighbors. I put less broken homes. I came from a broken home. I come from a broken home. Yeah, my father was incarcerated when I was young, and my mom always used to tell me like, oh yeah, he was on vacation, and that took a toll on me. And I'm sure it takes a toll on other children who are young and not really understanding, where their father is. So yeah, I put less broken homes. I put monetary support, and I put accessibility. Sometimes when I go out into the world, I see that there aren't really accessible buildings for handicapped persons. Like there's no way for them to get in, no way for them to use the restroom. And I feel like that's important. And I put more jobs and a working stove.
Yeah. All of that for sure. I feel like, by kind of sharing these things, we also have shared, our hopes for a better society, which, yes, would bring a lot of people more joy. Yeah, thank you for all of that. So great. So if we're good to move on, so our final, kind of writing thing, which is to write the actual poem that we're here to write, is to take one of your lists. So you can choose to use your real list, you can choose to use your imagined list. And if you want to combine them and do something crazy, do that. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start with the phrase, "My joy looks like." So that will be the beginning of your poem. So feel free to write it now. Just write "My joy looks like" on your paper, your computer, whatever you're using. Give me a second. Great. And then you're going to use the moments from your list to complete this phrase. So you can use the list, as you wrote it and keep it that way and keep going for your poem. Or you can elaborate on something that you wrote. So maybe you have a specific moment from your list that you'd like to say more about, and use that for your poem. So maybe if I were taking one of mine, I would say, I put drinking a cup of coffee, as one of my real joy moments. So maybe I'd take my poem and elaborate on that, like waking up in the morning, fixing it, going out on the porch, holding it in my hands, feeling the warmth from the mug, like just making it kind of explaining and expanding on that moment. Or, you can keep going with your list and make it a list of a bunch of different things. So yes, so start with "My joy looks like," take from your list and kind of create a poem about what your joy looks like, and try to keep it personal to you. I think we've all been doing a good job of that with our list, so I'm not worried about that, but do try to avoid cliches. So instead of just saying like "My joy looks like blooming flowers," make it something that's specific to you, like we've been talking about, to just make that poem more personal. Is everyone clear on what the poem is and how we're gonna do it? All right, so we're starting with "My joy looks like," and we're gonna go for 15 minutes. I will do a 15-minute timer. I will also start playing some little background music. And if the music is not your vibe, feel free to mute me. All right, so let me start this timer and we will go writing our poems, and then we're gonna share them out and we'll be pretty much done. While we're writing, if you have any questions, anything you wanted to clarify, you are free to do so. That little boy gets used because I think that's his name, little Niggafu. He's saying that to a little boy. I can hear him.
Good.
Pray for them. And then
Did you hear him?
no, and I'm in the bathroom
Oh.
back in here through the walls. They don't. And maybe you can tell their mom that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to be living here.
Yeah.
With that kind of, if I keep hearing stuff, that's it in my.
Yeah, he can't do nothing. Yeah. That's bad.
Got about 6 minutes left, just to let you know. All right, whatever you're doing, try to come to a wrap up point. It's about 30 seconds. Okay, let me try to turn this off. And let's come back together. I hope that you had a very productive little time here. I will switch things up and not share mine first. So if anyone would like to share theirs, please feel free to take the Zoom stage. So excited to see what your poems became. Uh-oh, everyone is scared.
Come on, Rayanne, go, Rayanne, go.
All
Rayanne.
right, yes, we have a tribute.
Hey. My joy looks like peace in the morning. My joy looks like love and laughter and happiness after the dark chapter. My joy looks like there is no darkness. My joy looks like ashy arms and elbows. My joy looks like Adidas shell toes, cornrows, dreadlocks, and continuous flowers. The ones that never die and just grow and grow.
Wow. That was beautiful. That was amazing. And your voice, the way you read that, I was into it. Oof, thanks for that.
Okay, where Miss Rose at?
All right, let's follow it up. Go ahead.
Okay, you want me to go there? Is Rose gonna go? No, okay, I'll go.
You got it.
Either way.
Okay.
Take us away.
Me and Rose, which one?
Yeah, you. Yeah.
Oh. Okay, let me enter my page. And la 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 la. Yeah, this was thank you. Actually, it's so funny. I'm working on one of my projects, writing, and actually, this will be probably could be part of my thing because it's on self-care anyway. So let me see if I can. My son was teaching me a new way how to scroll using this thing, and okay, and scroll up. Okay, so you said to write it about move this thing out the way. Okay. My joy looks like a mansion on a hill, a 3-car garage, a space to create, a floor full of hand-painted flowers, a gallery wall, a studio splattered with paints of every color, a place to build other people up and spread more joy, a tree to plant and name it the afterlife in honor of all who transitioned during the pandemic. My joy looks like the smile of a loved one. Scroll up. Page up. Okay. What did I say? Okay, I'm start again. My joy looks like my joy looks like the smile of a loved one holding their hand and walking beside them, a partnership with a wealth and caring nature. Man, a delicious 4-course meal to satisfy the soul, a great medical connection with good service health providers, a quiet lake and a beach to sit and watch the waves, a garden of fresh roses, tulips, sunflowers, morning glory, daffodils, snapdragons, a place where the horses run wild and the luscious green grass are, and chrysanthemums with delicious, fresh fruits and herbs, root vegetables to give fuel for the soul, dancing in the rain and moving your body to the beat of your heart. Joy looks amazing, watching the loved one grow and understand the moments are precious and to cherish life and not want for the ungodly things of life. My joy looks like knowing that you are cared for and amazing, and that my teaching is knowing that you understand the knowledge is power and understanding education is key, and know that. That's my joy.
Woo! Yes.
Yes.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
I love especially all the imagery that you put in there. I felt like I could see it, I could smell it, I could hear it. That was great.
Good. Yeah.
My favorite line was when you said that you were holding someone's hand and walking next to them. I actually felt someone next to me when you said that. I felt that feeling when you walked down the street with your friend, you're holding their hand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank
Great.
you.
Beautiful. All right. Rose or Robin, anybody, either one of you can go.
I'll go. My joy looks like a shining golden light in my chest. It sparks when I sing, when I write, when I dance. Because these things put me in my body, where I feel myself. I feel the ground beneath me supporting me the way I wish my parents did, the way my future girlfriend will. I feel myself shaking out the negativity when I shake out my body. When I shake out my voice, I build labyrinths where negativity gets lost. I use sound to build castles where my thoughts and self can be king, where I make the laws of the land, where I appoint everyone a good therapist, where everyone is able and willing to see themselves, where everyone is able and willing to see others and develop healthy relationships, where communities are all supportive of each other, where things are built and broken apart again with purpose, where everything is mosaic and nothing is wasted. That's it.
Amazing. Yes. Glorious. I love that final line of everything being mosaic. That just like paints a kind of like a collage kind of image for me of like colors and brightness and loveliness. Everyone is so good. What happened here? I see we have a transition of people. But I know Robin wanted to share.
Robin stepped out. I'm gonna finish sharing my poem though.
Okay, great. We were like left on a cliffhanger because it was so like such a great start and then you disappeared. Yeah, please.
Right. All right. Excuse me. My joy looks like peace in the morning. My joy looks like love and laughter and happiness after the dark chapter. My joy looks like there is no darkness. My joy looks like ashiness, ashy arms and elbows. My joy looks like Adidas shell toes, cornrows, dreadlocks, and continuous flowers, the ones that never die and just grow and grow. My joy looks like waking up and saying, I love you. Good morning to them and myself. My joy looks like, let's do what's right for my mental health. My joy looks like not too greasy fish. My joy looks like forgiveness, looks like water, like all pure and shit, but not too much because there is no such thing as easy breezy. Okay, maybe on Sundays. My joy looks like brown and comes with a tail. My joy looks like heaven over hell. My joy looks like crack, white, expensive, and not in an ending to a pandemic, an epidemic. My joy looks like onomatopoeia, oohs, ahs, booms, right there. My joy is fair, like a fair-skinned white lady with no hair and manners. My joy looks like, my joy looks like, my joy looks like, my joy looks like, my joy is you. My joy looks like open-toe shoes too, breathing, saying hi, I love you too. My joy looks like us. My joy looks like peace in the morning. My joy looks like love and laughter and happiness after the dark chapter. My joy looks like.
Yes, you better give it to us.
I try.
Yes. My joy, yes.
Yes, I mean that made me like smile. I felt warm while you read that. That was beautiful. I love how it came back around, from the beginning. You repeated at the end. It kind of came full circle.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love moments like that. Brilliant.
Rose. I was gonna ask Rose. What was the second line in your poem? I heard it, but I couldn't hear it. Good.
Oh, I said, my joy looks like a shining golden light in my chest. It sparked when I sing, when I write, when I dance.
I love that piece. Yeah, that right there. I need to use that line. And I like, yeah, I like your Rayanne. Yeah, first one, my joy, peace, and then you said it in such a peaceful way. Yeah, that was a good delivery, girl.
Oh yeah, delivery. Yeah, that was beautiful. It was like a lullaby.
Those are great.
Yeah, we have some great lines in this group. These are great. I don't know if Robin's coming back or not, but I'll share mine in the meantime.
Okay.
I kind of went, with what I was saying, so I expanded on the little "no one out to get me" part because that was just in my mind. So, my joy looks like no one out to get me. The only calls I receive are family and friends checking in to tell me about their days. There are no scammers, no spammers, no crooks. I am at peace when I walk to my car at night with my keys dangling from my hand, instead of gripped between my knuckles, ready to defend myself from attack. I do not have to always be ready to defend myself from attack because there are no attackers. There are only people with kind hearts and met needs, and these are the people who sell cars and fix the plumbing and all the little random things we usually have to fight to receive. My joy looks like walking with flat feet in the grass at my house, on the street, because I know that I don't have to always be on my toes. That is my joy.
Nice.
So that's me.
I like that. I like the rewrite of what you said. So you don't walk in fear, and your joy is receiving from family members and friends and not worrying about the other crap. Yeah, that's what you want to be. That's the joy you want.
Yes, exactly. If only our joys were, easily attainable. All of these things.
They are. Trust they are.
Well, yes, but some of the things that we, imagine for society, at least, those are a little harder. But personal joy, of course, we got that. That's
and what I found out too. Eventually, the naysayers and negative people, eventually they fall down by the wayside. If you're paying attention, I don't know whether it's a love relationship, a good friend, a bad friend, eventually when you don't have things in common, they drop off. So
yes,
failure is a good thing, letting you know that to fail forward, keep going. Yeah, that part.
Absolutely. Yes, well, I have loved sharing this moment with all of you. I've, really appreciated the things that we shared. We may have been small in number, but I think we were very big in heart and spirit and quality. This was really great. That's all I have, for us. So I appreciate you coming on here, sharing what you thought. If anyone has any last final things to say, to talk about, please share them. But in the meantime, I'm just going to drop my information in the chat. So if you want to follow me on anything, you can do so at Crop Top Assassin. Or learn any more about my work, you can do so at my website, which is my name, Nichelle.com. So
Crop Top Assassin. I love that.
Yes, that is me.
Crop top. What is it? Crop top?
Crop Top Assassin. And I'm spelling it out in the chat now. That's my ad. Instagram, Twitter. Perfect. Yes. So please drop however you want people to contact you, and we can all kind of stay in touch.
Yes. I just want to say thank you for putting this together. It has been amazing. Yeah. And I'm the founder of the Forever 7. We are a nonprofit organization, art-based. We have an up-and-coming newsletter in July, and we have an event coming in July as well. And I'm grateful for you, you know, putting this together because you're like infamous. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hey, this was your idea, so all the thanks and gratitude goes to you for, you know, making this happen. I think it was great. I feel great, and I think it was a great start off the day, you know?
Yes, a great start to the day. And I couldn't do this without the team. Aldonia Bailey, she's on the board as well. She's the secretary. And my mom, Robin Emery, she's the director of Grandma's Kitty. Yeah. And my dad, who's the financial advisor and cleanup man and a bunch of things. Yeah. So,
Wow,
thank
that's
you guys
awesome.
all.
Perfect. That's so cool. Well, it was a pleasure to meet all of you. I know that we will see each other again.
Absolutely. It's great to meet you all.
Nice to
Have a great
meet
rest of your day.
you.
Yeah. Yes. Rose, I'm going to text you.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna text you. We're doing a newsletter, and I need some people that can create a poem.
Yeah, absolutely. Hit me up.
Yeah. Thanks for joining, for coming.
Thanks for hosting or putting it together. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Have a great
One
rest of your
second.
day.